Can you describe the moment you realized something had gone wrong on that plane? What did you hear?
Yeah, basically we were sitting there and we were having lunch was just being served, and all of a sudden there was this bang-like explosion sound, and the aircraft lurched very suddenly to the left. It dropped a little bit, and there was a sort of dust and really a strong wind sound coming in, and it just depressurized really significantly, and our ears were really paining, and it all happened in a flash, and there was people everywhere just crying and shouting, and kids screaming. So it was quite a panic situation just early on.
What did you feel at the time? What were you thinking?
I was thinking that there was a window had either popped out or a cargo door, because it really felt like it actually buffeted the plane, and I thought there's nothing that really can do that that's going to be smaller. It would have to be fairly significant. So I was a bit concerned, and the oxygen mask sort of came flying out, and we had to get that organised. So all that went smooth, except I got my wife sort of together, and then mine didn't work. So I was sitting there for about 2 minutes without any air. So that was a bit concerning for me.
Wow, you sound all calm, cool, and collected about it. I mean, did you think this was it?
Look, the thought sort of goes through your mind because, look, you're 30,000 feet in the air, and there's not much between you and the ground. So we just prayed and hoped that things were going to work out okay, and I think we had faith that things were coming together. So
wow,
we're just really grateful that we got off. I mean, really, when you look at that hole and kind of realise that we're up there with a massive hole in the side of the aircraft, I mean, it's just God's blessing.
Wow, absolutely. What kind of information did you get from the crew? I mean, once you got the masks working and things sort of stabilized, how much information did you get from the crew, and then how long was it before you were actually, safe on the ground?
Look, the panic was there. I think the crew immediately ran to their seats and strapped themselves in, because no one really knew what was going to happen. So they were as miffed as everyone else. There wasn't much in the way of announcements. It was basically just one simple announcement. Fasten your seatbelts, put your masks on, and stay seated. So it actually took some time before the aircraft felt stable enough. I guess the pilot just dropped the altitude down to a reasonable level and the speed. So probably within 15, 20 minutes we were in a non area where we didn't have to use the oxygen mask.
My gosh. We see some of your video, which looks like the applause at the landing. Just describe, at what point did you decide you were okay to take some video, and then what that moment was like when you touched the ground?
Well, it was kind of weird. I was sitting there and I thought, well, I do filming for a living, and the only thing I had was my phone. I couldn't get to my camera, we couldn't get out of the seat, so I just started filming. I was just sort of watching, kind of witnessing what was going on, and I felt it was kind of important to record, what was happening, because often you don't really hear and see what the actual situations are in an aircraft. You sort of only get snippets. So that I felt was important, and I just sort of filmed as much as I could.
Amazing, Rob, amazing. Now that you're off the plane, you're safe and sound, you've seen that gaping hole in the fuselage, and I guess have a bigger sense now probably of how serious it was. How do you feel about flying now?
Well, we've just got our final boarding call for our next flight, and haven't had time to think about it, quite honestly. We had a couple of hours in the hotel, and now we're back taking our next flight. So I guess, being with Qantas, you kind of know their safety records unmatched around the world, so you hope to get to your destination.
I thought it sounded like you were in an airport in the background there, and indeed you are. Rob, about to get on a plane again. Thank you so much for taking time to talk to us, and of course really hope that the next leg of your journey is absolutely without incident.